Alright, let's clear CW-S-4 normal challenge mode. Searcher is essential. Silver Ash can be replaced by anyone who can help defend the right lane with the lightsabers and the kitchen knives, and upon testing, Mourner and Neuro skill 3 worked fine, so did Counter and Executor. Executor does need Tylopsis's SP regen though, otherwise his skill won't get ready in time. And if you are using the Spread Shooter branch, you will have insanely high DP pressure, so you will need a second flag bearer alongside with Murdo to deal with that. And with that in mind, I think you can also use Gavio skill 2, deployed on the bottom facing up and pull down the lightsabers. Not sure though. Aya can be replaced by anyone who can 1. Destroy the star rings consistently, and 2. Destroy the robot. One robot. And upon testing, only Golden Glow and Killbay worked. Killbay works the best. But you can of course divide up the labor and have some random Mecha Quadcaster destroy the star ring consistently, and then have some other unit destroy the robot. That works as well. For the others, you can replace them with better operators you have in the same branch. For Susuru, you can replace her with AoE medics with the Module X equipped, because that grants them 1 extra tile of range, and that's quite important if you're using an AoE medic here. Otherwise, if you're using other medics, you might want to use 2 medics. So yeah. That's all, let's start. First off, you want to deploy Murdo here facing right. And then deploy Gravel here to push that robot down. If you don't do that, the entire map is covered by the robot's range, except that tile. And then redeploy Gravel once you can to shift the gravity upwards. Deploy Searcher here facing up, and then you want to wait until the rocket launcher's attack animation starts to deploy Rope to buy her time to pull that robot on the left. If you don't do this, Rope will die. So yeah. Don't forget about Murdo skill. Retreat Searcher once the rocket launcher is dead, and then deploy Susuro here, deploy Matterhorn here, Aya here. And when Kristen spawns, you want to have your planetary debris in this exact configuration. Now when Kristen attacks Matterhorn once, you want to deploy Gravel to push that planetary debris to the left. You do not want to do this too early, because if you do this too early, you will be blocking Kristen's path too early. And if you do that, Kristen will walk to the left. And if she walks along this way, then you are fucked. The run is dead. So yeah. Yeah. Deploy Silverash here facing up, deploy Crucier facing up to deal with that star ring, and Silverash to get his skill ready. And then deploy Shaw here facing right. Activate Silverash's skill once those kitchen knives get into his range. Deploy Rope here to pull the robot. Retreat Silverash once those kitchen knives are dead. And then deploy Searcher here. Activate Searcher's skill when the top enemy defenders spawn. You can retreat Murdo by now. Alright, those are the enemies I was referring to, so activate Searcher's skill when those enemies spawn. And deploy Bubble here to stall those enemies. Retreat Bubble and Searcher once that's done. Redeploy Silverash once you can to deal with the lightsabers. Deploy Rope here facing down to stall those lightsabers just in case Silverash's skill does not get ready in time. And use Gravel to stall a bit. And retreat those 3 units once that's done. Redeploy Searcher on this tile facing up to deal with those lightsabers. Deploy Bubble in the same spot to stall. Activate Searcher's skill once the first lightsaber gets in range. Retreat Searcher and Bubble once that's done. And there is some RNG with Shaw pushing those two robots now. Basically, there's a chance that Shaw cannot control them. Shaw will push the top robot to this tile, and the robot will walk upwards, and then they will be on 2 lanes. And what you want to have is to have the robot on the same exact lane like right now. So if that doesn't happen, you just want to use Grav to stall the top robot a bit to, have Shaw push them into the same lane. So yeah, pretty easy. Redeploy Silver Ash here and then deploy Grapple here to align those two robots. As you can see, the robots are now in the same position, basically. They are synced. And now you want to deploy Searcher here to deal with those two robots. That's why you want them to get into the same lane, otherwise Searcher will not be able to deal with both of them. And the reason you want them to be aligned is like right now. When Searcher gets stunned, Shaw can push the robot because the other one will get into her range. So yeah. Once that's done, you can retreat Searcher and Shaw and deploy Gravel here to push that bot to the right. Now in normal mode, Silver Ash can kill Kristen with 1 skill, so you don't want to activate it just yet. But in challenge mode, you can just activate it right now. You want to have Kristen enter phase 2 when Searcher is ready. Now ideally you want to have Kristen enter phase 2 when the star ring is destroyed, so when there is no planetary debris controlled by Kristen. This way the star ring will not explode on your units and crews will not die. But of course that's too hard to do, so we are not gonna strive for that. We are just gonna end Kristen phase 1 when we want to. This is like a 30th take, so my jaw hurts from all the talking. So sorry if I'm not pronouncing words straight. Retreat Silver Ash, Susura, and Matterhorn once Kristen enters phase 2, and then deploy Surger here to deal with the robot. Activate Surger's skill once the robot enters her range. And now, ideally, you want to have Aya destroy her star ring first, and then have Surger destroy hers. This way, 2 star rings will be destroyed. But Aya cannot do that without crews. So yeah, you can see what I do. Stall this guy for a bit so that Surger can kill it. And then retreat Surger once that's done. The star ring's destroyed. And Aya will die, but yeah, we can deploy someone else to deal with those star rings, like Silver Ash.
Acknowledged.
Deploy Susuro here. Now you want to count the rockets that passed Bubbles, the tile above Bubble right here. So that's 1 rocket that passed that tile. You want to wait until 2 tiles pass that tile to deploy Matterhorn. Alright, now that star ring is destroyed, we can retreat Silver Ash. Or whatever you're using. Alright, now that... yeah. That's the 2nd rocket that passed that tile, so let's just deploy Matterhorn now. And then deploy Searcher when that rocket hits Bubble. And activate Searcher skill when 2 rockets are in her range. And Susuro skill. Keep the defender's HP up so that when the star ring is destroyed, no one dies. Now at 28 kills, you can retreat Searcher when the star ring is destroyed. Same thing with the other units, and deploy Aya here and Shaw here. Aya to deal with that star ring and Shaw to push those lightsabers back. What else?
根据消防守则，你这是违禁行为。
Now wait until the starring is destroyed and Kristen gets to the right side of the map to deploy rope. So now the starring is going to be destroyed, and Kristen is not yet to the right side of the map, so we're going to wait. We are going to wait. Now we can deploy rope and deploy searcher here. Now comes the hardest part of this whole stage, and that is to stall those two robots in searcher's range to kill them. Activate searcher skill once that robot gets into her range, and then deploy someone to stall. Let's say here, yeah. And then use everything you have to stall, other than Matterhorn. Don't use Matterhorn yet, because otherwise, you won't have anyone to stall Kristen. Retreat searcher and rope once that's done. And now, the only enemy left is gonna be the Kristen. If you can destroy those two star rings, but I don't have enough damage to do that. Let me say that again. I don't think I said that clearly. I don't have enough damage to deal with those two star rings, so I'm just gonna leave them. But if you can destroy them because they do reduce Kristen's damage taken by a lot.
Very well. What are you planning?
Because now it's no longer safe to destroy those star rings, because Kristen does a lot of damage, so does the star rings, and they can just destroy Matterhorn. Yeah.
What are you planning?
Let's retreat Silver Ash to not distract Susuro from hitting Matterhorn. Same thing with Searcher, don't deploy Searcher in Susuro's range to distract her from hitting Matterhorn. Of course you can activate Susuro's skill, but I'm just simulating a situation where you're not using Susuro. But for the rockets you do need to use Susuro, otherwise your defenders can easily die. Yeah, it's just very long and boring, chipping away HP from Kristen. You know what? I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna deploy crews to destroy the star rings. I have Bubble anyways as a backup, so yeah. This way I will have a less harder time to deal with Kristen, because then the damage reduction is gonna be less by destroying the star rings. Water. Tastes good. I just bought a new water filter. And the old one does... Yeah, the old one's water is starting to taste weird, so that... I think that should be very bad because it's water. Shouldn't taste weird. Yeah. Alright, that's gonna be destroyed. And we managed to survive. Good job, Matterhorn. Could I have done this quicker with Susuro's skill activators? Maybe. I only have one more chance, so I have to like stack all my units to deal with it, but... yeah. There we go. Hope this helped. Thanks for watching, and bye.
The fiercer the battle, the more jubilant the victory.